Okay, how I lost 40 plus, 50 plus pounds, what I did, and how I'm keeping it off. So I'm gonna try to keep this as simple as possible, and I hope my story and some of the techniques that I use can help somebody else. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a physical therapist or any of that. This is just what I did. So number one, the most important thing that I had to do first was shift my mindset. You can start going to the gym and you can start trying to eat healthy, but if you don't got the mindset for it, you just gonna always revert back. So the first thing we got to do is get rid of the old mindset. Whatever got us into being fat and being unhealthy anyway, we don't need that no more. We don't want to adopt that. And especially if you like an emotional eater or you've been through a lot of stress and that's how you gain weight, we need to eliminate whatever mental processes that we had to get us to this point. Two, I stopped identifying as a fat boy. I used to look in the mirror and see my 265, 270 pound body and be like, wow, fat bitch. Why you eat all them cookies? Why you eat that pizza knowing you wasn't supposed to eat it? I know it tasted good, but now look at you. You finna gain 20 more pounds. I had to stop doing that to myself. I was bullying myself and making my own feelings sad and my thoughts is sad. And then I got the actions of a sad fat nigga. And then I got the reality of a sad fat nigga. So my goal was to get to 190 pounds. That still is my goal. I'm like between 215 and 220 right now. So I identify as the healthy person immediately. And that's what I recommend y'all do. If you got a weight goal, if you have pictures of yourself when you were already healthy, if you've been a person that been fit before and you just, went through some things and gained weight, if you can visualize it, if you can see it, I would put pictures up of myself. I used to crop my head and put them on people that's my same height, same skin tone, so that I can visualize myself in the body. Then I started feeling like I was in the body already, and then I'm doing stuff to maintain that body. Now I got the habits of a 190-pound person, even though physically I'm not there yet, but I got the habit, so it ain't no choice but for me to get there. So that was the first step that I had to do. I had to eliminate identifying with a fat nigga, because then I keep fat nigga thoughts, feelings, and actions. I identified as a healthy person, a healthy man, and I acquired the feelings of a healthy man. I started doing things that a healthy person would do. So yeah, that's the first piece on mindset. The first step is identifying with it here and having the faith and the understanding and the conviction that you already that person. So that's my first advice, mindset. All right, next is nutrition. I recommend you do some type of nutrition study. You have to know what you putting in your body. For me, I didn't know processed food was as crazy as it is. It's somebody in the lab that's making Oreos and making Doritos and making Wingstop wings taste delicious and delectable as fuck and making you addicted to it because it's about making money. So I would recommend you do some type of studying into the foods you putting into your body. But to keep it simple, eat whole foods. If it got a paragraph ingredient list, when you flip it over and look at the back of it, put that shit down, because it's going to be high in calorie and low in nutrition, which means you're going to eat more of it and you're going to get fat, period. Eat whole foods. And recommendations is like ground chicken, ground beef, lean meats, lean meaning lower in fat content. Fruits and vegetables. These are all one ingredient foods. Sweet potato, it ain't got nothing in it but sweet potato. Chicken breast, the only ingredient is chicken breast. That's the stuff you need to be eating, because it's going to be lower in calorie and it's going to be more nutritious for you. Versus if you go get Popeyes or Church's Chicken or Wingstop, or you get these type of things and you not keeping your calories right, you're going to eat a small amount of food for a lot of calories and you're gonna gain weight. The third thing I did, or the kind of third and fourth thing I did, was, for me, I counted calories, bro. A lot of people gonna say do it without counting calories. It can be tedious. I think it take a certain type of mindset. I'm kind of a exact numbers type of guy, so I could count calories. Some people can't do it because it's too much, but for me, I had to count the calories first, because I didn't understand how much I was eating. And how are you going to track something if you don't know the number? You got to be able to quantify it. So how are you going to limit your calories if you don't know how many calories you eating in the first place? So I got a weight scale, not like a body weight scale, but a food scale. That way I can weigh all of my food up, and then I entered it into MyFitnessPal. I tracked my calories that way. I went to the internet and I typed in TDEE, Total Daily Energy Expenditure Calculator. I put in my height, my weight, and it gave me some calories to go off of. So I think the calories was like 2,300 to maintain my weight, 1,900 calories to lose like a pound or 2 pounds a week, something like that. You can go off these numbers and then track everything that you eating and make sure you hitting around these goal numbers so that you can lose weight. Because the only way you can lose weight, if you limit your calories, that's the only way. If you eating under maintenance, you lose weight. If you eating at maintenance, you sustain weight. And if you eat over maintenance, you gain weight. It's that simple. It ain't nothing else in the world that make you lose weight outside of, like diseases and stuff like that. If you want to lose weight, you have to restrict your calorie intake for a little while. That's it. Now, I weigh my food up and then I put it in MyFitnessPal to be able to see. All right, I ate 2 eggs. That's 70 calories a piece. That's 140. I ate 4 strips of bacon. That's blah, blah, blah. I got coffee from Dunkin'. I got 3 pumps of caramel. I got whipped cream. I add everything up, and when I'm about to go over my calories, I stop. And you don't have to do this forever, but you do need to get a sense of what you're doing. That way you can look at it. I know when I go get 10 wings from Wingstop, it's 700 calories because I know what flavor I get. So I know if I'm only eating 2,000 calories, I need to watch myself because I didn't ate 700 just at lunch already. I got a food scale. I use MyFitnessPal, and I tracked my calories to a certain point to where I understood what I was putting in my body. And once you get to that point, maybe you don't need the scale no more. All right, next, sleep and water. Sleep became real important to me because I didn't realize how much healing and things go on while you sleep. It's promoted that we stay up all night on some zombie vampire shit. So for years on end, I'm up and I sleep 2-3 hours, maybe 4 hours. That stuff is not good for you because sleeping regulates your hormones. While you sleep, you heal your body. When you a kid, you grow while you sleep. You have your growth spurts while you sleep. When you sick, your body don't want to do nothing but sleep and heal and stay still. So sleep is important. Sleep is important. I force 7 or 8 hours if I can. If your schedule don't permit that, try your best to get your sleep in because it's important. Because you could be eating right, you could be going to the gym, and you could be doing things, but if your hormones out of whack because you ain't sleeping, then it ain't gonna matter. You won't see the progress. So sleep. Next, water. I became a water man. I stopped drinking so much Powerade. I stopped drinking everything. I limited to water and coffee because I love coffee. So I get me some Dunkin', but I know how much I'm getting in my drink. Limited to water. 1, because water is gonna flush out toxin and keep you hydrated, keep your joints lubricated. That's 1. 2, it's gonna keep you full sometimes. Sometimes you think you hungry, you really just thirsty. That's 2. And then 3, it's like can be a replacement for a snack. Like you might be sitting at home eating out of boredom, so you finna get up, grab you a bag of Doritos or make you a bowl of cereal or grab you a wing or something like that. I just take a sip of water and it eliminates some of those calories. So drink water because it's good for you. And when you walking around bored, just keep a bottle of water with you. Just take a little sip. You don't got to chug it and be looking like you pregnant or forcing yourself to drink water. I'm not telling you go drink a gallon of water and get hyponatremia. I'm not telling you that. But sip you some water throughout the day and it'll keep you from doing a lot of boredom eating. So sleep and water is important. And when I implemented those things, it got my skin glowing like it is right now. And I don't snack as much. Next, and this a big one, stress management. You gotta manage your stress. For me, I was in the emotional eating space where when I get triggered, when I get sad, when I argue with my wife, when I get in these bad situations, I want to go eat some food. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke weed. I don't get drunk like that. I don't release my stress through beating people up. I don't do shit like that. So I go eat me some food and get me a quick dopamine rush and try to stabilize my feelings because, it's another way to do that. So you got to manage your stress. If you got a stressful job, you need to balance that. You need to make sure you taking 10 minutes to yourself to meditate, deep breathing, make sure you setting boundaries. Stress is a physiological process, which means it's a physical thing that's happening. It's not just something people say. And I'm not trying to, make it sound like y'all don't understand this, but I didn't understand this, that stress was an actual thing that was happening to my body. When people say, yeah, I'm just stressed out, I'm this, I'm that, it sounds like something they just saying, but you don't always compute you stressing to an actual physical thing that's happening. And what's happening when you stress is that your body is altering itself and releasing certain type of hormones to help you survive. So one of those hormones is like cortisol, which is good for your body in small doses. But when your body is stressing and releasing cortisol every day, all day long, chronically, then you get the building up stomach fat. Don't quote me on this, but I think in the presence of cortisol, insulin goes higher. And when insulin is high, fat burning is low. Another thing, when people say stress will kill you, because it's a physical process, stress restricts your blood vessels and heightens your blood pressure. So I mean, in the immediate second that you stress by a lion or something, that's good, because these things help you react faster and think quicker and be more anxious, so you can move faster and get away from something that's a perceived threat. But if that threat is your job and your boss is an asshole and you stressing from that, and it's every day, you got cortisol up, you got restricted blood vessels, and you got high blood pressure, which is not good every day, all day. And this is what's happening when you stress. It's a physical process that's happening to your body. So you want to manage your stress, whether that be meditating, whether that be getting away from certain people, whether it be changing your job, whether it be whatever it is. You got to come up with some stress management. The next thing I did was be committed to moving more. Like, I turned myself into a mover. I move around. For instance, I started saying I'm finna do 10K steps today. I got an Apple Watch so I can track my steps. And I think this is, again, the same thing like with nutrition or with finances. How are you gonna control what you eating or control what you spending if you don't know how much money you making and having in your bank account? If you don't know how many calories you supposed to eat or not eat? How you know how much you moving? People will tell you, I work out at work, I walk a lot at work, and you slap an Apple Watch on them or you track their steps, they walking 3,000 steps a day. That ain't nothing. So I started being committed to moving more. I track my steps. I take extra long to do something if I got to go up and down the steps, and instead of doing it in one whop, I separate them so I can get more steps. Instead of driving for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, looking for the closest spot at the grocery store, I park straight in the back, because you know them parking spots are always open, because don't nobody want to walk that far. Soon as I pull in Walmart, I park right in the back and I get out and walk. Those extra steps add up throughout the day. But these things come with shifting the mindset. If you still looking in the mirror and identifying as that fat person, that fat, lazy person, you gonna want to park close. But if you identify as a healthy person, I already know I can walk this far. This ain't nothing for me because I'm healthy. So I can walk from the back of the parking lot. I can walk from the middle of the parking lot. It ain't nothing for me. Or I can make another trip. This easy for me because I'm healthy. But if you identifying as a sick, lazy, unhealthy person and that's too much, you gonna keep creating that reality. So be committed to moving more. All right, now the thing everybody know, the gym. Everybody want to know about the gym. How you doing all this talking and you ain't expressing about the gym? Because the gym ain't really that important, bro. Because you can work out, but you can't outwork a bad diet. If you finna go to the gym and put in 5 hours in the gym, and then you finna go to Golden Corral and eat a buffet, all your work finna be eliminated. You can eat more calories than you can burn easily. In 30 minutes, you can eat 5,000 calories. You're not burning 5,000 calories in 30 minutes, though, at the gym. So what I did to lose weight, I did 3 full body workouts a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, rest on the weekend, or have active rest days, which could be walking a mile or 2 or 3 or however many you can do on the weekend or on the rest days. I recommend full body workouts. You don't got to be in there for 5 hours. Get you an hour and 30 minutes or 60 minutes. Every muscle group, you're going to hit it once. But I'm doing 3 sets, each muscle group. So for my legs, I'm finna do 3 sets of squats. For my biceps, I'm doing 3 sets of bicep curls. For my shoulders, I'm doing 3 sets. Not reps, but sets. You can do as many reps as you want to, whatever you feel comfortable with. The reason the gym is important is for putting on muscle or maintaining muscle. When you put on muscle, it boosts your metabolism. Having muscle on your body, it makes your body work a little bit harder. I recommend 3 times a week, just starting out, full body. Hit every muscle group just once and go on to the next thing. You don't need to be worrying about the bro split and spending all this time on just your biceps and all that. You can do that once you cut a little bit of weight first. All right, last but not least, grace. I had to give myself grace, and you need to do the same thing. I'm not saying make excuses for yourself, but give yourself grace. You didn't get fat in 30 days. You not finna lose the fucking weight in 30 days. So what that means is give yourself grace, give yourself time and respect to do what you have to do. But don't be over here going to eat at Golden Corral and then saying, I'm giving myself grace. I'm just finna eat 1,000,000 biscuits. Enjoy your life. Go out with friends. Do things, but still be cognizant, because that's what a healthy person would do. Somebody that's secure in their finances would be making sure they understand what they spending before they just be out doing it. Give yourself grace. Talk polite to yourself. Encourage yourself. Love on yourself. Give yourself some grace and some patience. This shit ain't finna happen overnight. If you an emotional eater, you gonna have days where you get emotional and you gonna go binge eat some shit you ain't supposed to be doing. But it's not the end of the world. Accept it and move on. When you dwell on the past or be too stuck looking in the future, that's where you fuck yourself up. Stay in the present, keep it in your mind, your goal, but don't beat yourself up. If you have a day where you eat a tub of ice cream, it's not the end of the world, and it's not time to be done working out for the rest of the month. All right, you did that on Monday. On Tuesday, lock the fuck back in. Or you did it Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, lock the fuck back in. Take it easy on yourself, but don't overdo it. Don't be those people that when the weekend come, you eat all the calories back that you worked hard this week burning off. You can do that, but don't. Monday through Friday, stay locked in. On the weekend, yeah, you can relax a little bit. Just don't overdo it, but give yourself grace. This shit ain't happening overnight. It took me a year to get off 50 pounds, and that's a realistic amount of time. Some people might try to advertise you and say you can get that shit off in 60 days. You can. You're going to be flabby. You're going to have extra saggy skin, and you're not going to have the mindset and the skill set to keep it off, and you're going to gain it back. The same way you lose it fast, you can gain it back fast. Just like them people who hit the lottery, they hit for $1 million out of nowhere, but they don't got the mindset to be a millionaire and have all these millions of dollars. They still got broke people mindset. They going to be their ass right back broke. When you do the research for people who hit the lottery, damn near 80% of them go back broke. The same thing with somebody who lose weight because they did some get slim quick 60-day thing. You don't have the mindset to maintain it. So make sure you develop the mindset. Make sure you tracking your nutrition and get an understanding for it so that you don't got to count calories every day. Get sleep, drink water, manage your stress, hit the gym, put on some muscle. I hope this helped. I just wanted to get this out real quick. Yeah, let me know how y'all feel about the video in the comment section, and I hope this helps somebody. I'm out.